Are you tired of watching Netflix on your tiny dinky phone in the bathroom? Ever wish that you had a large display to watch things everywhere you went? Have you ever fallen down and couldn't get up? If your answer is yes to any of these, then the Nebula Capsule 3 laser portable projector is your answer. It's compact, it's slick, it can cure shingles, acne, and razor burn, and it's ready for your living room today. So, what are you waiting for? Call now and get a Capsule 3 laser for a low price of $800 minus shipping and handling. Give it a try today. Image quality, this one is a big clincher, it's surprisingly good for this level of brightness that this thing is able to pump out for its size. For example, on a 65-inch projection in a 12 by 10 foot room with ambient light coming from two windows off to the side, the picture is perfectly viewable, let alone when it's completely dark. Comparison between the Soundcore Q45 versus the One More Sonoflow. And stay tuned to the end of the video for a bonus segment where we talk about my favorites of 2022, which is also long overdue at this point. So let's do this. I had just come off from reviewing the 2400 ANSI lumens Cosmos 4K laser, so I was expecting the 300 ANSI lumens on this to kinda sorta suck. But what really helps the image from washing out is that the Nebula just bloody excels at black levels. It's deep and uniform without crushing the shadows and dark scenes too much. Now, contrast is also pretty decent for its size, while colors are also quite punchy. Now, a little PSA though, switch it to movie mode the moment you get this thing and just leave it there for the best combo of saturation and balance.
Explain to me why you rode to the Chuck E. Cheese parking lot. What are y'all gonna ride through there and see? It's gonna be so fun to go check out. See where I'm at? I mean, what's on your shirt, man?
Like I said, running is possible right there, but
Other brands out there come with 2 or more speakers in their units, so again, I wasn't holding my breath too much for the single driver in the Capsule 3. Granted, it comes in a much more compact form factor, but nonetheless, do I think it lacks bass? Oh yes. Do I think it lacks depth or any semblance of imaging? Of course. But then, for 8 watts, think about this, this is what I found. It does have clarity, loudness, and composure up to maybe like 75% volume. Maybe they got some help with the tuning from their sister brand Soundcore, but either way, it's perfectly serviceable. If you need more oomph, just pair it with a larger Bluetooth speaker, or better yet, pair it with one of those dual speakers for quasi-stereo effects, or better yet, if you want to truly destroy your audience ears, connect it to one of those Soundcore speakers that support PartyCast 2.0. You know where I'm going with this. You can connect up to 100 other speakers together. That'd be a fun experiment, wouldn't it? Yeah, Soundcore, I want to do this. Can we make this happen? So guys, if you want to see it, comment down below. Tell them that you want to see a video of that. Of all the battery-operated laser LCD LED projectors on the market, the Capsule 3 is my favorite for being a pick-it-up-and-go kind of gadget. Like, do you need to quickly move it from one room to another room? Easily done. Want to quickly pop into your backpack or luggage for a quick trip? Easy peasy. Yeah, no cables, no power bricks, and if you don't want to pack your remote or bring it anywhere, no worries, the phone works as well too. The Capsule 3 laser will set you back 8 Franklins. And yes, do I hear you say that that's a lot of money, Aaron, for something no bigger than a can of Monster? Well, I'll get to that more in a second, but the justification for that has to do with its size and ability combined. On paper, this thing pumps out 300 lumens, especially when plugged into a power source or with auto battery saver mode turned off. Personally, I think it hits a little brighter than that. I think it's around 335, 350. Resolution is 1920 by 1080p, 16:9 ratio at 60 Hz with 8-bit color processing. The CPU, man, it's a 5-year-old A55 ARM quad-core. I'm not sure about RAM, but my guess it's 2 GB. The projection system is the smaller 0.23-inch DMD or Digital Micro Mirror Device Laser DLP. For those of you in the know, 0.23 is not very big. The higher you go, kind of like a camera, 3/4 and 1 inch sensor, the higher you go, the better the image will be. Lamp life expectancy is decent. It's around 30,000 hours, or if you break it down, that's like a little over 3.4 years of, if you watch TV for 24/7 straight. We have fixed focal length for lenses, so you have to physically move the device backwards and forwards to enlarge and reduce the image size. No big deal there. Auto keystone correction on both X/Y axes along with autofocus is here on board too. Up to 120-inch equivalent on a projector screen or wall. That's pretty darn awesome for this size. And speaking of size, the dimensions are 17 centimeters by 8.4 centimeters. Really small, and it's super light as well, 0.95 kilograms. In real-world testing, I average around 2.2 hours battery life in projector mode and about 8.9 hours in speaker mode. Because guess what, guys? You can use this solely as a Bluetooth speaker. Yes, you tap this little mode button right here, it turns off the projector and it turns this into a speaker alone. And speaking of which, there's one single, it's switching modes right there. One single 8-watt mono driver in here doing all the grunt work. And this thing runs the older Android TV 11. I wish it was Google TV, but it has Google Assistant run through the remote as well. There's no mics on board for phone calls or anything like that. There are 3 ports at the back, 3.5, a full-size HDMI to connect your devices to, and a Type-C charging port. And at the top here, we have capacitive buttons to control the device settings and all that, volume, changing channels, which you can also use your phone, the app with, and also the remote that's included. One huge omission is a mute button. There's nothing here, as you can see. And also there's no quick buttons for channel switching to YouTube or Netflix or anything like that. I'm fine with that. I just wish there was a mute button. The Google Assistant button right here, the quick auto keystoning button is right there, power button, and the mic is over here. I wish this was a little bit smaller with a little bit more grip, but I would say considering this package, I think they're really nicely matched. In terms of endurance and battery life, while 2.2 hours real-world actual use is pretty darn impressive all in itself, I'd like to see this thing top 3 hours or more in the future to get you through longer movies. Another thing I want to point out is, at least with peak brightness, this thing is the closest to advertised than say the Mogo Pro when both are running off the batteries. This thing is significantly brighter. I think to keep things simple and a little bit lower cost, Nebula imbued the Capsule 3 with one single IR receiver at the rear, which means the remote needs to be pointed just right in order for it to register your button presses. From time to time, you can bounce off the signal from a wall or towards the front, but most of the time you're better off just pointing it to the rear. This next one's a bigger one for me. The ARM55 processor as well as the RAM combo is sluggish to say the least, reminding me of like entry-level Snapdragon phones when you ask them to go beyond their basic functions. Now, browsing and playing media while say auto keystoning is going on in the background, they're perfectly fine. But you can see the CPU struggle, especially at boot up, and even after it boots up, you still have to wait at the home screen for like another 10-15 seconds before it's fully usable with the remote, for example. And if you're thinking about gaming, yeah, just stick with low demand titles, guys. I tried running Asphalt 9 at lowest quality even, and it was like amateur stop motion hour or something. So stick with Angry Birds and you'll be perfectly fine. Okay, I won't be doing my job, guys, if I didn't mention the competition, which also happens to be among the best of the best when compared to the Capsule 3 laser, which is great. We have options now. There's the newest from CES this year, the XGIMI Halo Plus LED projector at $720, the highly regarded EF12 from Epson for $800, and the most similar, specs-wise anyway, the older XGIMI Mogo Pro LED for $500. Now, except for the Mogo Pro, the Halo Plus and the EF12, they trump the Nebula in max lumens, overall image quality, at least to my eyes anyway, but they're all kind of close. Gaming latency, that's a big one. This thing is kind of slow. Plus also auto adjustment accuracy and features like obstacle and auto screen detection, which this does not have. Now, these are all amazing compact projectors, but what makes the Capsule 3 laser at the end of the day stand out is its size, its weight, its portability, combined with very good, not great mind you, performance that the rest can only dream of. This thing is perfect for quickly moving from room to room if you want to pack light for a trip or go to a campsite. It's really unique in this space. So yeah, time to score this thing. I'm giving the Nebula 3 laser a GearUP score of 8 out of 10, and this is how I broke it down to get the final score. If you have any questions about how I got there, feel free to comment down below. Well, thank you so much for watching today, guys. I'm really glad to be back at filming. I've been on a so-called paternity leave with our new baby. It's been really fun. I'm trying this out again with a new schedule and just filming in between feeds and crying and all that. So I'm glad to be back at doing this. If you like what you're seeing, please subscribe, tell your friends about, and share it with your friends about GearUP. I do all kinds of tech videos. Just check out my playlist. Remember the thumbs up, visit me on Patreon, and also the super thanks button down below if you like to support this somehow too. And also, guys, remember to do something loving and kind for somebody in this world, because guess what? The world needs it more than ever, and it starts with you. I love you all very much. Peace out.